Oh, okay.
What a donut.
Google, Sundar Pichai, break with Trump.
We just want a future. My people, my home state of Texas, people are dying in floods right now.
Dump Trump, Google. Dump Trump, Google.
Google is complicit in a fascist authoritarian regime.
What?
This will be our continued response, taking peaceful action.
I'm here as an artist.
Peaceful action?
And I was growing up, I was taught not to stir the pot. Google is but I'm here for my grandchildren.
I don't know what kind of message they're trying to get across, and some of you might have seen this. This clip was in a video the other day, but YouTube restricted it a few days later, so I had to bring it back for those who haven't seen it. Because these donuts are something special, I tell you. These are the same Muppets that complain about oil and the waste of resources whilst chucking a tub of paint on the ground, like that's going to help get their message across. Yet again, stupid people doing stupid things, getting stupid consequences.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Take a look at this. This appears to be a contractor painting over students. These students are seen standing in front of a Palestinian mural that had been painted on the school's spirit wall. And as you can see in this image, the spirit wall is labeled as a space for expression to take place. This is something that really got a lot of traction online, and one
I bet that was the best working day of his life.
Tells us he was disappointed by these actions.
Deeply disheartened and saddened that our administrators are willing to condone painting over a student.
You were stood in his way.
Message, to silence an identity, to silence expression.
This is the thing, a lot of these protesters, a lot of them there, like, you know, it's fine to have different opinions, but a lot of them don't even know why they're there. They don't really understand the problems at hand. And that guy was there and paid to do a job. And these lot weren't going to stop him. Fair play to him. All right. Security on point. Let's be honest here. Some of these people paid a lot to go and watch this game. And this donut had to ruin it for everyone else. You're not smart. You're a cunt.
Climate protesters physically bested by a camera. It was a live taping of Sweden's version of Dancing with the Stars. And the protester couple, they come rushing the stage out from the back, toss some shit up, and then the boom operator lays the boom on the male. He just goes flying.
Holy
shit. That is amazing. He's holding the banner up in front of his face so we can't see it coming.
This is one of the greatest clips I've ever seen. Hands down. Whoever that guy is behind the camera, he deserves a medal for that.
Germany are getting fed up with radical climate protests. This woman is going viral after she pulled one activist off the road. Get this, look at that, by her hair.
Ew.
Those protesters are from a group known for sitting in the road to stop traffic, even gluing their hands to the road. Who would do that?
What a bunch of Muppets.
German police took some protesters into custody, but they also say they're investigating possible criminal charges against that woman who yanked the protester away.
Again, she's just doing what the police are failing to do. How these people can do this in the road and it's legal and it's fine and the police aren't bothered by it, but if you intervene and you're trying to get the work, you move them off the road, you're the one that's going to get prosecuted and charged and all that. How has it come to this?
Car crash, actually linked to one of my circle of friends. She died because an ambulance couldn't get through because your protesters, Just Stop Oil, were blocking the road and the ambulance couldn't get through in time. She couldn't get the help she needed and she died. Earlier you said that you are a peaceful protester. My friend is dead. How do you answer that?
We have a blue light policy, which means whenever we have roadblocks, as soon as we hear sirens, we see the blue lights, people move out of the way. Even when people are gluing in the road, there's always one lane that is kept clear so that people can move out of the way. And we have never had any complaints from either ambulances, fire brigade, or any other emergency services.
The video footage exists, and the lady can't complain now because she's dead. Let me ask you another question, Phoebe. Let me ask you, what bills do you currently pay? Who pays for your accommodation at university?
My student loan.
Have you ever paid any bills in your lifetime?
No.
So you don't know what it's like to be a homeowner and not to be able to afford your energy bills, and then see some stupid young people throwing soup over a painting in a gallery that has nothing to do with the fact they can't afford to pay their bills. You don't know what it's like to pay a bill, Phoebe, do you?
No, but I have empathy for those people.
I would rather that you and your friends stopped wreaking havoc in the city of London. I'd rather you stop throwing soup over paintings, stop putting orange paint on the windows of Harrods, stop sitting in roads so that my friend couldn't get the treatment that she needed. And I'd rather you went out, worked a bit. Maybe you could do some litter picking on a beach. Maybe you could do something that was practical and helpful. But I don't think being obtrusive and obstructive and lecturing ordinary people when you have no idea what it's like to try and work and make ends meet in the UK. You talk about millions of people. You talk about people who are in poverty. You have no idea what that's like because you live in the rarefied atmosphere of a university at some wokerati place, and you think what you're doing is changing the planet. I think what you're doing is pissing people off, and I think you could allocate your energies more effectively by going out and picking up litter on a beach.
So tell me this, if these people were gluing themselves to the road, and she said there's this blue light policy, and if there's an ambulance they get out of the way, how are they doing that if they've already glued themselves to the flipping road? I'm not buying that, because we've seen many clips of ambulances trying to get through and they're having none of it. They could care less. Did you see any remorse or shame on her face? None. She could care less. And Katie is completely right. A lot of people don't agree with her, but I think she was spot on there. These donuts have absolutely no idea how it is in the real world, paying bills, living life, going to work every day, you know, living paycheck to paycheck. These donuts have no idea. Just get them off the streets, lock them up, because we don't need this shit.
Take a big picture look at what's going on here. Over the next decade, 2 decades, it is expected that there will be $150 billion worth of oil and gas extracted off your coast. It's an extraordinary figure, but think of it in practical terms. That means, according to many experts, more than 2 billion tons of carbon emissions will come from your seabed, from those reserves, and be released into the atmosphere. I don't know if you as a head of state went to the COP in Dubai.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Do you know that Guyana has a forest forever that is the size of England and Scotland combined? A forest that stores 19.5 gigatons of carbon? A forest that we have kept alive? A forest that we have kept alive.
Does that give you the right? Does that give you the right to release all of this carbon?
Does that give you the right to lecture us on climate change? I am going to lecture you on climate change because we have kept this forest alive that stores 19.5 gigatons of carbon that you enjoy, that the world enjoy, that you don't pay us for, that you don't value, that you don't see a value in, that the people of Guyana has kept alive. Guess what? We have the lowest deforestation rate in the world.
I don't know, man. I mean, these countries, these big countries where they're frying up oil and resources, and they've got celebrities flying around in private jets to go and get their bread and milk from the corner shop. They've got politicians and all these people, government officials, going around in convoys of 200 cars. None of them are concerned about climate change, and then talking to other smaller countries about climate change. I don't know about that one. You guys have to let me know what you think though. Because remember, we got people like Taylor Swift trying to lecture us normal working folk about climate change while she's flying around in private jets every other day.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Don't fucking push me. You're taking him before I can take a phone number from him?
You need to stop.
You need to stop kidnapping people off the fucking street.
Kidnapping?
100%. You just dragged him away when I'm trying to call his family for him.
We're making an arrest. You need to stay
Show
back
me your
from my
arrest
head.
warrant then. Show me your arrest warrant.
I don't need to show you anything.
Yeah, because you're a liar.
You're not an interested party. You have no right to see that.
Stop! You guys are kidnapping people off the fucking street.
How does she know that though? What if some of them have committed a crime?
Yep.
I'm not saying they have.
What? Because someone came over to help them, you have to rush and get them in the fucking car?
You're being obnoxious and a lady.
Not being obstructive. You're being obnoxious. This is
100%. 100%.
You guys have no conscience.
Yep.
If you're doing something right, take your
mask off then.
Yeah, you big cowards. And unmarked cars.
Look at me!
I was trying to help them and you have to hurry up and get out of here? F you.
And remember, these are the same people that they're so anti-police until they need them. You know, till their house is getting burgled or something, and then it quickly changes.
Are these more people in unmarked cars? Yep. Yep. Just trying to like run us over.
Run you over?
Like just all these vehicles, just unmarked cars.
Yeah, show your face if you're not a fucking coward. You're doing something with that's lawful. Show your face.
Get
out of our fucking city.
Get the hell out. Go find a job that you can feel good about.
No kidding.
If you're proud of your job, take your fucking mask off.
Seriously.
Disgusting.
We don't know what those people have done. So these women trying to intervene, and I don't know why they're getting confused between, and they're aligning the same things between an arrest and someone being detained to kidnapping. Two very different things. And this is my question to these people. If those police turn around and said, all right, no problem, we'll let him go, but he can come stay in your place, I think their attitude would change then, wouldn't it? Liberal buys a Trump shirt to throw it away. So you gave money to the people you don't want to give money to. Right. I'm confused.
Going in 3, 2, 1.
Picture us like
no way.
Like a pressure cooker. What happens when the pressure cooker gets too pressurized, right? It explodes. I think this is a good way for us to be able to, in a healthy way, release whatever we have going on inside out into the void. I was having a real bad day with my partner one day. We were walking by the lake. I just said to her, hey, do you want to go scream by the lake? And she was like, yes, let's do it. There were a few people sitting around and I just said, hey, look, we're about to scream into the lake. I'm so sorry to bother you. Do you want to join us? And they were like, yes, absolutely. So, and we screamed into the lake. A few people cried. And then I looked right at my girlfriend. I was like, I think this is something that we got to start.
I don't even know what to say. Scream Club. Why is it all the people that do this sort of thing, they all look the same? I'm speechless.
Guys make money to get married, girls make money to avoid marriage. Not only are you married, but back in 2018, you tried to be a girl boss at Big Enough Global. Guess the only thing about you that didn't get big enough.
Got him. Did shows in the UK and Amsterdam, and I made fun of UK politics, I made fun of American politics.
You wouldn't dare make fun of Islam, though. Go to the UK and mock Islam. Do it.
Well, I don't have any jokes about Islam.
Why not? They got Pakistani grooming games for little girls. Why won't you go to the UK?
What?
Why won't you go to the UK and make jokes about Islam?
I don't think it's very funny. I don't have any jokes about it. I'm so confused. Dude.
Okay, let me help unconfuse you. Are there jokes that can be made about Islam? Yes or no?
Wait, I don't want to. I don't want to go to this particular rabbit hole.
Oh no! You're terrified.
Yeah,
you're a hypocrite.
What?
Are there jokes you can make about Islam? Muhammad, girl, right?
I'm really baffled.
Come on. You're terrified of the subject. I'm not.
No, I'm not.
In the UK, you can be jailed for making jokes about Islam or even bring up the grooming gangs. There are people who go online and pointed out that a stabbing was carried out by a Muslim, and they got arrested for it.
Yeah.
I'll bet you $1,000 you will not go to the UK and make a joke about any of that stuff. Because you will not go to a foreign country and in violation of their laws, speak out against what they've said not to speak out against. Do it. I dare you.
Yeah.
$10,000. Cash in your pocket. If you go to the UK.
I think we can all admit there's some jokes there. We can joke about anything. But yeah, he is right. There are people that have done literally that or spoke out against the problems, some of the problems that are in the UK. And yeah, the results of that aren't pretty. They don't tolerate it. And this guy knows that. That's why he doesn't want to speak on it. I was literally watching a video this morning of a Muslim woman who was talking about problems within the religion and parts of the UK and stuff, and she's had to leave the country because of the threats and people showing up at her house and all that. It's crazy over here. This guy needs to stop being a coward, and I would have respected him more if he just openly said, look, I don't want to make jokes about it, bloody blah blah, I don't want to do that, I'm scared, because he clearly is. He should have at least had the balls to say that, because we all knew that's exactly what he was thinking.
It's been a month since the UK Supreme Court decided what a woman is. Now the trans community isn't too happy about that. Do you want to say a few words about the counter-protesters? What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't mind going to bed with some of them, to be honest.
Go to bed? Lovely.
What?
Into women or into men, is that?
I don't know. I just want to get laid.
What's your thoughts on these signs? There's women-only sports, defend women's rights.
Touch some grass, you might like some trannies.
What?
Everyone at work loves me.
It's not all about, like...
Women's rights, are you here about?
Biological women.
What?
We know what they are. Do you? Biological women?
Biological women is... So...
It's women, yeah.
So that's XX chromosomes, right?
Yeah, women.
There are men with XX chromosomes. Yeah,
no, there isn't, mate. Yeah, well, I'm going to say I'm glad I had my breakfast before I did this video. This guy, girl, guy, whatever, check his hard drive immediately. And I love Star Wars, and look at this, man. Don't do that to Star Wars. Don't do it.
So I just got into a huge blowout fight with my parents because
why?
One, I don't live with them because I know a lot of these fucking Trumpy right-wingers are gonna be, I don't even live with them. I was over there visiting with my 3-year-old. Got into a fight with them because you know, my dad is addicted to watching the news, and he was watching a little blurb about him, and I said, good riddance, basically. And then he said something about Ozzy, and I said the same thing with him, like, whatever, who gives a shit about these old fucking men dying? They're Zionist pieces of shit. And, you know, my parents showed their true colors. My dad is a Zionist, and my mom is a enabler. So, yeah, that was fun. As soon as they got home, he was like, oh, are you a Muslim now? Because I had a keffiyeh on. And then, yeah, it's just a lot to process. It was very traumatic. My son was right there. It was like a whole, like, big thing. Yeah, so, not having a great time, to be quite honest.
And whose fault's that?
America is shameful. My parents are shameful. Pretty much everyone in my life has let me down for the most part. And, yeah, I'm just sick of this shit. I'm sick of being a human on planet Earth.
What a surprise. She's got 3 nose rings and pink hair. Of course. Wow. Her parents, you know, brought her into this world, raised her, sacrificed a lot so she could be fed and clothed and warm at night. And this is how she repays them. And she is the prime example of a successful brainwash, you know, to turn her against her own parents. And these are the same donuts that saw that Sydney Sweeney advert that everyone's going on about. I'm still surprised at a lot of the things they complain about, these liberals, man. Sydney Sweeney on that advert caused an outrage. Like, these are the same people.
Imagine you're an Afghani English translator and you worked with the British Army during their occupation, and the Taliban now wants you dead. So you apply to the UK for a visa, but it fails several times. And so you walk for miles across an entire continent. You manage to scrape the money together to get to pay a smuggler to cross the English Channel. And you're here, you've made it, finally. Except that you haven't. And you're stuck in a hotel, and you get moved from hotel to hotel.
They're not paying nothing to be in those hotels. Some of them get PS5s, plasma TVs, free electric, free rent, free healthcare, free food, everything. They're living the life. Most British people are struggling to survive out here. They got their head just above water, month to month, check to check. A lot of people are angry over it.
Home office treats you like an inconvenience. You're not even allowed to work.
Don't need to.
Even worse, there are people in the country that you're now in that don't want you there, that think that you don't have the right to be there, even that you don't have the right to leave your room, to leave your hotel, or to live a normal life. I just don't think that that is who we are as a country. And the Green Party will always stand against people who want to divide us, and will always try and bring us together.
I say this again to people like this, well, let's make sure that all these people coming over can stay at her home. And she would quickly find out that all this stuff she's saying is a load of nonsense. And the families of, you know, even though over the past week, the crimes that have been committed, kids have been attacked and taken away from their families due to this stuff going on. And a lot of British people can't even get a dentist appointment. They can't even get a doctor's appointment. You got to wait 6 months for a checkup. It's chaos over here. And like I said, the British people have had enough. They've had enough, and that's the truth.
All cops are bastards in a dirty system. Don't forget that. Even the good ones. Even the my brother, my dad, my uncle, my mom. They're a good cop. Really? Because I bet there's 12 other shitty cops on their force and they ain't saying f*** all about it. So they ain't really a good cop, homie. Sit with that in your soul for a minute and let that feel it. Feel it. Because if they were good cops, there wouldn't be bad cops.
What?
Hear that. If your cop was a good cop, there wouldn't be bad cops. Okay? So all cops are bastards until the system is fixed. So f*** you and f*** your cop. All cops are bastards until the system is fixed.
Of course she's got rainbow glasses on. Of course she does. And what a letdown of a thing to say. You know, cops out there put their life on the line every day to protect people. And then they got to listen to BS like this. I see officers all the time walking around. And I say, good morning, officers. Good evening, officers. Hope you have a good day, officers. Because most of the public treat them like garbage. When these guys put their life on the line for minimal change. And of course there's bad cops. But you can't single them all out and say they're all bad. Because there's a hell of a lot of good ones. And if you feel this way, like she does, if a crime's been committed against you, don't call them. If someone breaks into your house late at night and you're scared, don't call them. If someone's attacking you in the day or someone breaks into your car, steals from you, don't call them. Because they're all bad cops as you claim they are.
Being a person of color, being a white artist is kind of mind-boggling to me. Because you can literally just sit there and draw apples all day and nobody will ask why.
I don't think it's got anything to do with race, mate. It's probably the fact your art is just shit.
I don't need your permission.
You don't need my permission.
You're standing in public on a public sidewalk. You have no expectation of privacy in public.
GDPR or CC. Well, we're not in California, so we can't say CC.
She's really trying to argue with
This is Georgia.
True.
You have no right, but this is Georgia, but black letter law says you have no reasonable expectation to activities in a public place.
Nope.
Right?
Is it not also unauthorized or wrongful collection?
No. You're standing in public. You don't, in order for you to have rights, right? You have to have an expectation of privacy. You have no expectation of privacy in public.
How does that differ from whenever we think about GDPR specifically? And so in order for Europe, there's automatically a protection.
This is the United States.
But also, that's what I'm asking. It's a legitimate question. It's truly, how does that differ from GDPR? And to also, whenever it comes to the states, Protection and Privacy Acts?
Because this is the United States. European rules don't apply here.
I feel like there's like a lost question.
Some people are very ignorant and entitled to think that they know more on a subject than someone else who clearly knows more than them. They just can't accept the fact. And I've seen a few of this guy's videos, and he goes out on the street and he does all this stuff for free. He doesn't have a collection. He gives people advice, which, you know, lawyers cost a lot of money. He does it to help people and he gets a lot of stick from people. It just goes to show whatever you do, Even if you do a good thing, there's always going to be people who try and shoot you down.
So one of the defenses that I keep hearing for keeping transgender women out of women's bathrooms is that women's bathrooms are women-only space. That this is sacred and holy and keeps us all safe. It doesn't. But also it's a bad solution, right? Even if it worked, it wouldn't be a particularly good solution. What it is a workaround. It's a workaround for good rules actually being enforced. It's a workaround for actually being safe. It's just a pretense of safety. And that was fine right up until the moment where it started getting used to oppress a set of people who were harming no one. So, yeah, women-only spaces, I'm a woman and I don't give a fuck about them. Like, restricting a space by gender doesn't solve a problem. It creates a different problem. So, let's just stop doing it. For the same reasons that we stopped keeping women out of men's golf clubs. For the same reasons that we fought for access to workplaces. Stop making it about this. Want people to be safe? Make them safe.
Yeah, this was a pretty stupid take. And again, I'm going to say it, and I know you guys have probably already thought it or said it. Why do they all look the same? Pink hair, weird sunglasses, just a weird look. Why is it always people saying weird stuff look weird? Funny that. And let's be honest here, if she's in a bathroom and a dude walks in and he's looking for a woman to get weird with, I think she's going to be the last option. So it's easy for her to say this nonsense.
Refugees are welcome here! Say Lord, say clear! Refugees are welcome here! Say Lord, say clear! Refugees are welcome here! No borders, no nation! Stop deportation! No borders, no nation! Stop deportation! No borders, no nation! Stop deportation!
What a bunch of Muppets. These people are so lost and delusional, and they're saying refugees welcome, but what they mean is they're welcome unless I have to deal with them. I want someone else to deal with it. Like I've said in previous videos, can you imagine the families or the victims of crime because of all the stuff that's happening in the UK, and they have to go out and see this or see it online? These people are lost. These people don't want to accept the truth because they seek comfort in lies, and that's it.
Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible? Like, I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and
guys have been invisible their whole lives, and you had to wait 40, 50, 60 years for that? Guys have been invisible forever. We're used to it.
30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off like the top of my head.
You do become a little more invisible the older you get as a woman, unfortunately. I don't get asked out on a lot of dates. I never get asked out on dates. I don't know if it's being 55.
Again, men experience that from day one. It's funny how they're chatting about it later on in their life. Guys don't ever experience that.
In Los Angeles, or if it's just a strange town.
What is the biggest confidence killer for women over 50? Men over 50. They never look at you anymore.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade. I felt like I was starting to go invisible. I felt dismissed. I felt ignored. I felt like I...
Guys, this sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Maybe what we've all been thinking our whole lives?
Was washed up.
When I was 15, I started modeling, and it was a very hard thing to walk away from. Then around the age of 45, I started noticing that the way I was perceived was slightly different than...
Well, if you were married and had kids and, you know, didn't believe the whole girl boss, strong and independent, you know, don't have a family nonsense the feminists are trying to tell them, look where it's got them. Look where it's got these women in their 40s and 50s crying about it. If you had a family and a husband and actually went on a date with one of those dudes who was hitting on you probably for the right reason, some of them, you wouldn't be in this predicament, would you?
What I had become used to. And then I would put photos of myself in bikinis. All of a sudden I started getting the influx of, are you a little desperate there, Grandma? How about you cover up and spare us the look of your poor aging body? I was sort of getting relinquished to the invisible women category.
Again, this is funny to listen to because us guys, 99.9% of us have been invisible our whole lives. Never get approached. You don't get asked out on dates. That's how it is, even for really good looking dudes. You're always pretty much invisible, and your line of work has a role to play in that as well. There's plenty of good looking dudes, no diddy, right, who are working in McDonald's, KFC, Starbucks. Girls won't ever give them a look in because of their job. It's a very different world. It's just funny that these women are saying this now later on in their life, but like I said, if they pursued the relationship and the happy family, the kids and all that, they wouldn't be in this situation. The wall is undefeated.